What could make an undefeated warrior swear never to marry and renounce his throne forever? Every action has its karma. Before becoming Bhishma, he was once a Vasu who committed a great sin. A fatal mistake in his past life led to a terrifying curse. He would never have descendants. When he was reborn as the son of Goddess Ganga, Bishma took a solemn vow of celibacy, all for the sake of his father. But this vow led him to an even harsher fate. When he abducted the princess of Kashi, Princess Amba, whose heart was shattered, demanded that he marry her. But Bhishma stood firm on his vow. Filled with vengeance, Amba sought the help of the great Parashurama, the very guru whom Bhishma respected the most. Now Bhishma must face his own master in an epic battle. How will this legendary duel unfold? Will Bhishma submit to his guru, or will he stand his ground and uphold his vow? Let's uncover the thrilling story behind the battle of Bhishma and Parashurama. The Mahabharata, Season 2, Episode 7. The epic battle between Bhishma and Parashurama.
If you enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to support us and stay connected with more engaging videos. Once upon a time, in the era of Dwapara Yuga, the third age of the world cycle of Yugas, Satya Yuga, Tetra Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, in which humanity shows its first significant decline in righteousness. An age where morality and immorality coexist equally, and spirituality is deteriorating. In this age, Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, took birth to establish a Dharma, divine truth or justice. He taught humanity vital lessons to expand their consciousness. He taught about Dharma, responsibility, righteousness, devotion, the essence of life, and fulfilling responsibilities without concern to the outcome, emphasizing unselfish conduct. He played a very important role in this era, where the great epic of Mahabharata taken place. Whenever there is a decline in righteousness and an increase in sinfulness, O descendant of Bharata, at that time I manifest myself on earth to protect the righteous, to annihilate the wicked, and to re-establish the principles of Dharma. I appear on this earth, age after age. Weapons cannot shred the soul, nor can fire burn it. Water cannot wet it, nor can the wind dry it. All the best among warriors fight for the sake of duty, treating alike happiness and distress, loss and gains, victory and defeat. Fulfilling your responsibility, in this way you will never incur sin.
After receiving consent from Bhishma, Princess Amba left the city of Hastinapura and traveled to the province where King Salwa ruled. She was granted an interview, and bowing before him, she pleaded,
I have come to take shelter of your mighty arms. O brave king, please accept me as your queen.
King Salwa laughed to hear Amba's request and informed her,
I no longer desire you for my queen, for you have been touched by another. It is Bhishma only who can marry you. When Bhishma abducted you, you followed him willingly enough. How can a king like myself, who is acquainted with Vedic knowledge and is supposed to guide others accordingly, accept into his palace a woman who is intended to marry another? O Princess of Kashi, you may go wherever you like, but I cannot accept you as my queen.
Amba was aggrieved by King Salwa's rejection. She pleaded again,
O Lord of the earth, it is not as you say. Bhishma took me away by force. I did not go with him willingly. I am attached to you, and I beg you to accept me. The scriptures declare that a king should not abandon one who is dependent on him. I swear, O tiger among men, that I have never thought of any other man except you. Bhishma will not marry anyone, and my two sisters have been married to Vichitravirya. Therefore, O king, accept me as your wife, for I have no other shelter.
Although she repeatedly solicited King Salwa, he would not accept her and ordered her to leave his kingdom. Thus Amba left the kingdom of Salwa, lamenting her destiny. Amba decided to inhabit the forest and practice austerities and penances for the rest of her life. In her wanderings, she came upon the ashrama of some great rishis, and she informed them of her plight. It so happened that among those great sages was her maternal grandfather, Hotravahana. The royal sage felt despondent for what had befallen her and told her,
"O beautiful Amba, sage Parashurama, the conqueror of Kshatriya race, the martial teacher of Bhishma, would come to the ashrama. Please get and beg his advice regarding your case. Parashurama would influence Bhishma to accept your hand in marriage."
The next day, Parashurama arrived at the ashrama, and Amba related to him the events of her abduction by Bhishma and her rejection by King Salwa. She requested the great sage to kill Bhishma. Parashurama felt sorry for the girl and gave her hope by saying,
O daughter of Kashi, I will not take up weapons except to protect those that follow the Vedas. Tell me, therefore, what I can do for you. Both Bhishma and Salwa are obedient to me. Do not lament. I will fulfill your desire.
Parashurama, the annihilator of the Kshatriyas, then went to Hastinapura, and when Bhishma learned that his preceptor had arrived, he went out of the city to greet him. Bhishma worshipped him according to his position and then waited for him to speak. Parashurama said,
After taking a vow of celibacy, in what mood did you abduct the princess of Kashi and then send her away? Contaminated by the touch of your hands, no one will marry her. Salwa has rejected her because you have forcibly placed her on your chariot. O son of Ganga, it is not proper for her to be humiliated in this way. Therefore, at my command, take her yourself and marry her according to Vedic rites.
O noble Brahmin and my great guru, I could not bestow this maiden upon my brother because of her desire to accept Salwa as her lord. As for myself, I have taken a vow of perpetual celibacy, and I will not break that vow under any circumstances.
Upon hearing the disobedient words of his disciple, Parashurama was outraged and rolling his eyes in anger. He said,
If you do not follow my commands, then I shall kill you this very day, along with your counselors.
Bhishma tried to placate his preceptor by sweet words, but Parashurama could not be pacified. He told Bhishma,
You accepted me as your preceptor yet, O the descendant of Bharata. You will not follow my instructions. If you want to please me, then accept this maiden as your wife.
I cannot follow this instruction. O son of Jamadagni, all your attempts to secure this marriage will be in vain. What warrior would accept into his abode a woman whose heart was wedded to another? O Brahmana, I will not forsake justice even from fear of Indra. One can reject the order of the preceptor if he is filled with vanity, destitute of knowledge concerning right and wrong, and who follows a devious path. You are my preceptor, and I have tried to pacify you as far as possible. However, this instruction is not according to religious principles, and therefore I will fight with you. I would never slay my preceptor in battle. However, it is a well-known truth that one is not guilty of slaying a Brahmana who takes up arms like a Kshatriya. Because you are acting unrighteously, I will fight with you. Oh, my great guru, equip yourself with proper weapons and position yourself on the Kurukshetra field. Subdued by my arrows, you will obtain the higher regions. The Brahmanas have spoken of the power which you exhibited against the kingly dynasties long ago. You had defeated mighty Kartavirya Arjuna, along with the Kshatriya race, for 21 generations. However, in those days there was no Bhishma, nor were there any warrior kings like Bhishma. Kshatriyas endowed with power took their births later on. The person who will quell your pride has now taken birth, and this is none other than myself, your favorite disciple. Oh, my venerated preceptor, I will definitely fight you with the best of my knowledge of war given by you.
Bhishma and Parashurama then made their way to Kurukshetra. Bhishma was stationed on a chariot drawn by white horses. Parashurama had created by his mystic power a beautiful chariot drawn by horses that could travel at the speed of the mind. The fighting began when Parashurama struck his disciple with hundreds of arrows. Bhishma countered with many more arrows, and the fighting went on till the end of the day. However, it was seen that neither was the victor. After the battle had ceased, Bhishma's charioteer plucked out Parashurama's arrows from his own body. He also withdrew the arrows from the horses and those of his master Bhishma. The son of Ganga then went to his tent for his nightly rest. When the sun had risen the following day, the battle resumed. Bhishma offered his obeisances unto his preceptor and again fought with him. On this day, all the celestial weapons were used. Rama released the Vayu Astra, tornado missile, but Bhishma countered it with the same Vayu weapon of similar power. Bhishma then released the Agni Astra, which brought about great fire. However, Parashurama released the Varuna Astra, water missile, causing the fire to abate. The preceptor neutralized all the weapons released by his disciple. Parashurama then released a flaming arrow that struck Bhishma in the chest, causing him to fall unconscious on the floor of his chariot. The charioteer then took Bhishma away from the battlefield. All the followers of Parashurama, including the princess of Kashi, were pleased with that action. However, Bhishma regained consciousness and came back to fight with his martial teacher. He struck Parashurama with a powerful arrow, causing him to fall unconscious on the battlefield. The princess of Kashi and others came to his side, reviving him with cold water and sweet words. Parashurama then rose up like lightning and again engaged in furious combat with his disciple. In this way, the duel went on for 22 days. A fierce, intense battle between mighty Guru and his disciple ended in stalemate. No one emerged victorious.
In the next episode, on the 23rd day, intense fighting had been continued, with two great warriors using celestial weapons and Bhisma's attempt to use a powerful decisive weapon, which not being taught by Parashurama, but being averted by divine intervention. A battle that shakes the world. Parashurama, the mighty avatar of Vishnu, faces his greatest disciple, the undefeated Bhishma. Will the master yield to his most exceptional student, or will Bhishma fall by his guru's own hands? Find out in the next episode.
Let us continue to embark on a journey through time to explore the origins of this timeless epic, the story of mankind, the story of Dharma.